Well, guys. As you may have figured out from the teaser yesterday, this isn't a regular Final Fantasy ROM. This is a hack created by Zizonk Miles. He's a member of GameFAQs, and he's been working on this hack for 4 years. He's had a lot of help from various members over there, a lot of beta testers, and I'm a half beta tester in that 2 years ago I started this ROM for fun, and then I never quite got around to finishing it because my first computer crash and burn, as you guys may recall. So I only know about half the game, and that's only if he hasn't changed anything in the meantime. So I'm going to kind of just demo this for you guys, and I'm using it as a chance to promote the hack for him, to say thank you for giving me an opportunity to beta test way back when. And it's not going to be like a typical talk-through. I am going to try to cut as much as I can, but I suspect I'm going to have a few failures here and there, and I'll just continue from that point in wherever I may have died, so it's not too long for you, unless I die earlier in the cave, and then I'll show you that death. Because I'm going to record all the times I get just reamed and hurt. And I'll try to demo every single enemy group that's out there. Anyway, we'll get to that as we go along. So, let's choose a new game. Now, first things here, he has changed all of the classes. As any Final Fantasy veteran will tell you, a fighter is a ridiculously overpowered tank. He is still pretty good in this game, but he's been brought down a little bit. His hit point growth and weapon strength have been reduced. His armor is also heavier. He gets less evasion than before. So I'm going to choose a thief as my front man. And this thief is going to be known as Dawn. Yeah, I'm going to go with my classic naming things for my regular Final Fantasy play. By the way, the thief is better at fighting and has some specialty weapons and armor available. He's he's changed some weapons and armor around to be special power stuff. And since the luck running bug has been fixed, the thief is a lot more valuable for running, because before it was just based on where you were in the lineup. The thief agility had no effect. Oh, there's so many bugs in this game. Anyway, the next one I'm going to use is the Black Belt. And the Black Belt is going to get the name of Wrath. The Black Belt has an armor bug to it that whenever you level up, whatever your level is, that's your armor rating. That's been fixed. And you can no longer go bare-fisted with these guys as early on. But to make up for that, the nunchucks have been fixed up quite a bit. They're better. They're actually usable weapons now. So that's what we're going to use. The Red Mage. We'll just talk about the Red Mage. I'm not going to use them. The Red Mage is his access to lower level magic has been reduced considerably. He can no longer access near as much as he could before, which means you can't just choose a Red Mage to be a pretty good Black and White Mage combination. He does get a few specialty weapons and things of that nature, but that's as a Red Wizard, and even then, there's no specialty that the Red Mage has. And that means that in this hack, where specialized skills are so important because of how tough the enemies are, it's not really a good idea to use a Red Mage, in my opinion. I could be totally wrong on that. So instead, we're going to make a White Mage, who we're going to name Mike. And the White Mage, there's quite a bit for the White Mage to change. Well, improved magic, and also able to deal with status ailments a lot better, especially during battle. Still can't fight where the hell, though. Alright, the Black Mage. There's a lot of changes to the black magic in this game, as you'll see. And also, there's several spells that the Black Mage now has that make them very useful. Like, for instance, a level 1 spell I'll be buying in a little bit is called Run. And there are my boys, Don, Raph, Mike, and Leo. And it's mostly a blue and kind of brown party. Anyway, let's move on with life here. First things first. You know, you can walk like normal, but if you hold B, you can run. So he's added a run button, which is nice. So it makes for moving makes it a lot easier. Another thing he's done is anyone who used to be invisible, like this character over here, has been fixed. You can now see them. There's a few characters in this game that are invisible. Oh, sure you knew that Garland was bad. Sure you did. What's going on? She didn't do a good job of locking that door. And yes, it is Conaria, not Cornaria, even though I have made that mistake for years. It is not the Lilat home system of the planet funnest. And he's also added a hole there, for instance, to get up to these locked things. Instead of having to go all the way around, you can now get up there a lot easier. Hello, lady, what you doing? And that is, I believe, another princess, but she didn't get taken because she's not important enough. Anyway, enough goofing around. Let's go this way. And this way. What's up, buddy? Temple to the northwest. Well, that sounds plausible. Well, that seems kind of foolish to have that down there, but what do I know? Hey, dude, what's going on? I do indeed happen to be them. Tell me the sob story, Captain. That was actually Lucan's prophecy? Wow, good for Lucan. Or Lacan, or however you want to say it. I'm going to say Lucan, because that's how I've always called him. Or her. I'm not so good on the whole original Final Fantasy sex of the peoples. It's hard to tell a lot of the time. They're kind of androgynous to a degree. And he's also removed the little things here so you can get out of here quicker. Just nice little fixes like that make the game flow a lot nicer. Anyway, let's go into town. And some of the text has been changed. Like this. Give your monk a staff made of wood and pow. If you don't give your monk a staff at the start, he won't be doing any damage. A monk, of course, being a black belt. And Astral is another member of the GameFAQs Final Fantasy board who also has its own hack, which is just a rebalancing hack, but not a hard type hack like this one. Yeah, good for your home city. And there's the clinic to revive at, which, trust me, we'll be visiting those clinics. Oh man, it's gonna happen. Oh, I'm sure he thinks that, but he's probably wrong. Alright, let's go see what we got for items and things. So, first things first, we're buying a wooden staff for Raph, and we're going to buy a wooden staff for Leo. Not that Leo can do a whole hell of a lot of damage at any point in the history of ever, but that's just the way things are. And also, another thing he's fixed in this game is the critical hits for the weaponry. It used to be the higher in the slot in the, I think in the hex it was, the better of a rating it had. So, what this means for you is that some of the weapons earlier on actually have better critical hits than later on. It all depends what you want them to go. Revive the power of the orbs. We'll never get sick of hearing that one. Or save the princess. Anyway, there's a readme that comes with the ROM, zipped with the ROM, or the patch, I guess, because I believe to make this available where he's going to make it available, it's not available yet as of this recording, it might be by the time I post this, is that he can't put a ROM up, he can only put up a patch. So you'll have to apply a patch to the ROM, like a fresh ROM, to get this game to work for you. Alright, I think we're going to have to go with, how does this one work? I think it's, okay, we need tunics for the two losers. Tunics are basically nothing, as you're no doubt aware. They're just cloth, and they're going to be, like, crap. And I think we can fit a tunic. Tunic is also what we're going to have for Raph. And can Dawn use a scale? Scale will work, I believe, on Raph as well, but let's check. Just to be sure, let's check to see. So first things first, let's equip the weapons. And if those are not aware, you can only carry 4 of weapons and 4 of armor. So as the game goes on, it gets more and more difficult to keep everything we want. And he can. Okay, so I already wasted some money. Hooray. And in this game, everything is a little increased in price because the enemies drop more gold and experience. Oh well. We only wasted 10 gold. I've heard of worse travesties in all honesty. There you go, Don. So, let's see what we got here. Armor. Alright. So they've all got armor now. This is good. Let's go look at the spells. Okay, go through the opening. There you go. That's a good boy. Alright, Mike. We have Cure, which cures you. Harm, which hurts the undead. I think it's called Dia, or Dia later in later games. Fog raises Absorb, and Ruse raises the evade of the spellcaster. As good as, Ruse is a good one to have for your white mage to keep your white mage safe from physical attacks. Fog is probably going to be pretty useful for upping physical capabilities. Which means there's 4 good spells here on the first level, right there. You've already got some serious concerns, you know? But I'm going to start with Cure. Actually, not going to start with Cure. I'm going to go over here and get a spell from over here for the Black Mage. So here we have Fire Lit Lock, which I believe increases accuracy to a point where you can hit them pretty much anytime. And Run. Run is a spell that if you cast it and it's a runnable battle, your whole party gets away. It's like a free run. Instead of having to just get lucky, you actually get away. However, we're going to buy ourselves Fire to start, because Fire and Lit in the original only target one enemy, but in this hack, they're still weak, but they can target all enemies. So let's go out here and see what kind of enemy formations we can find. Enemy formations, come on and fight. What do we got? A pretty basic grouping. Yeah, I got him a staff. Yes, I got him a staff. Okay, good. And we're just going to team them into that guy because he's going to cast fire and hopefully go early and not take too much damage. As you can see, the imps hit decently hard. 5 damage. Yikes. 20 damage. Dead. And fire. Excellent. And basically, we always want to keep 30 gold on hand so we can go to the inn. Trust me, we're going to need to visit the inn as much as possible. I guess I should have gone with a higher response rate than 6. I thought 8 would be a little fast. Because I don't want to whip through too quickly on you guys. So here you go. We're already got some more experience in gold than we normally would, which is nice. So we'll just quickly get one more fight here. Come on. Come on. You can do it. I'm not going to show you all my grinding, obviously. It's just to kind of demo what's in this area, or what's in the world there. And as you can see, the enemy encounters are pretty vicious to begin with. This is going to be our last fight out here, because we're going to be abusing fire. And there's something new. Grey Imps can actually give people dark status. Now, I'm not 100% what it does, but if it was bugged before, it works now. And I should probably learn what all the statuses do, because a lot of enemies can inflict a lot of damage with that type of stuff. And man, the Grey Imps, or the Grimps if you prefer, we're taking a lot of damage from those fire spells. Alright, we got to level up. Hooray! And it's going to be the same old, but as I've said before, he has changed around what kind of levels up they get, like their stats and stuff. So it's not the same as before where the fighter would get everything under the sun, and he'd just laugh at everything as it plinked off him after 4 levels. Let's go visit the inn. What the hell, eh? Aye? And this is how you save in the game, and I'm going to try to use hard saves as my thing. So I'll often bring tents or cabins so I can save outside of caves and things like that for when I go exploring. So at least I won't have to trek all the way back. We'll buy him Cure for sure. I'm not sure. I'm really debating whether I'm going to buy Harm or I'm going to lay off Harm and get Fog and Ruse. Because fire spells work just as well on the undead, and there's not that many undead in the game. They tend to show up in groups, so having Harm is a good idea. But anyway, you'll join me when there's something different to see in a fight, and not just more imps and grimps in different numbers. Like, for instance, an ambush by spiders. I'm going to get poisoned here, guaranteed, because I have no way to deal with that crap. That's just beautiful. Oh, already I hate you, Zizonk. Or I'm just going to call him Miles. Zonk Miles, maybe. Paralyzed. I guess they don't poison. That's right, it was arachnids that poison in the old... Oh, and they actually got my guy who cast my spell, of course. It was in the original, it was arachnids who poison. Spiders just get stuns. Or they got nothing, rather. Pardon me, I shouldn't say they got whatever, because that would be wrong. Leo, you must stay alive. At least they're missing a little bit. Hey, whoa. Whoa. We don't want a death... Oh, of course everyone's teaming up on them. Oh, you silly spiders. Anyway, you get the idea when it comes to these fine fellers, so we're just going to take them out and then you'll join me in the next interesting battle. Alright, here's some wolves. I don't recall the wolves being too overpowered or anything of that nature, but we'll see what happens here. Well, they have a little more attack power than they used to. They hit a little harder. Raph, how dare you miss? Actually, that's going to be a very common occurrence. The early game weapons are definitely gimped to a degree of accuracy. Not that the hammer was ever that accurate, but you understand. Alright. You can help him. You are more accurate, I think, than Mike, so let you take a crack here. Crack-a-lack-a-ding-dong, if you will. Well, you guys are doing a little bit of nasty stuff to me, aren't you? There you go, Leo. Good boy. Good work, Mike, too. Everyone just pitching in here. And, of course, Don swings at nothing because he's silly like that. I don't know why he would do that. You're going down this time. Definitely going. There we go, Leo. Showing up in the clutch now. Level up? No, too bad. Yikes. This is not good because I think I'm out of magic for Leo. So I think I'm just going to do the discretion, better part of valor, etc. Yeah, I'm out of fire, of course. That sucks. Here's level 3. Alright. 78 for Don. Not bad. How about Raph? 66. Yikes. Not a good level up, Raph. And Mike to 53. And our little old weaky black mage Leo to 47. And yeah, so I'm just going to keep working off what I used for this in trip. I'm just going to raise levels here. And I got ambushed by imps. That's disappointing. Now, one thing to point out for you guys is that you may remember an enemy in this area called the Mad Pony. I believe that enemy is now gone from the game. So that's one of the enemies that got duped out. I'm not sure if he added his own enemy versions for certain stuff. I don't think he did, but we'll find out as we go through the game. I know he's changed the names of stuff and changed how they attack, and it's given some of them AI, I believe, actually, believe it or not. So it'll be interesting. Anyway. Alright, so now that we've done a bit of that, we're going to go to the inn and get on our way. But first, we're going to buy... What should we buy? I still haven't made up my full mind on this one yet. I mean, at the early level spells, they really don't matter in the grand scheme, ultimately. But it may, if I buy the wrong one, or leave if I leave one off I might really need, it could really hamstring me for a bit. Okay, I'm definitely going to buy Fog. I want to have the ability to raise the Absorb of my people, especially early on. And I think I am going to go with Ruse, because I like... Wait, did I pick the wrong person? I did. I'm going to pick Ruse, because I want my White Mage to be able to become really hard to hit early on. Hey, I didn't really talk to Mr. Magic over here, did I? I had heard rumors to that effect, my friend. I had heard that. Alright. As for you, we're going to buy Lit. And he's also going to buy Run. Okay, so we got 342 gold. We need to save 30 to go to the inn right now. That's not where I want to go. Because he does not want to help us, because we don't need his help right now. So, here's another thing that's interesting. He set up a buy 9 option. So, say you've got to buy a bunch of heal potions. Instead of having to just go turbo for the heal potion one at a time, you can go buy 9. It doesn't show you how much it is, but you go there, it says 540 gold. 9 times 60, 540. So, you guys are now aware of one of the awesomest things he did in this hack, and that is adding that in. That is just a beautiful, beautiful thing. I don't know if that's his idea or he got that from another hack, but regardless, it was a good idea. So I'm going to buy 3 pures, I'm going to buy a heal. Just so I make sure if anyone gets poisoned, I don't got to trek back to town with them dying the whole way. And we're going to save right here, and then we're going to head up towards the Temple of Fiends. From what I understand, you can beat Garland on level 3, but it's pretty tough. Maybe it's level 2 you can beat him on this hack, but it's damn near impossible. And 3 is kind of tough. 4 is probably recommended. But we're just going to make do. Oh, strike first on the Impidoos. Well, let's see if we can demonstrate something from Wrath. Now that he's level 3, he's been getting 2 hits fairly frequently. Let's see if he can get it here. Way to go, Dawn. See, Leo's killing stuff. You suck. Mike's killing stuff. You really suck. 2-Hit McGee is killing stuff. You really suck. Man, oh man, Dawn, do you take suck to a whole new level. You're the suckiest bunch of sucks that ever... Man, do you ever get tired of watching everyone else be awesomer than you, Dawn? Probably. But them's the breaks. So, here's the Temple of Fiends. And you'll notice he added a port there, which makes it easier to come back here later because there's 2 locked rooms in here. And, they're over in the bottom right and the top right of this area. It's just one big square floor. But we're going to raid treasures to start. Ooh, ghouls, which are undead, so you could use harm on them if you bought harm. Which, of course, I didn't, but, you know, too bad, so sad. Well, that's not so nice. Picking on poor Mike. Well, yikes. Yikes. Wow, way to go, Leo. Leo, pulling his weight. I love it. Fortunately, poor Donnybrook over there took a bit of damage. The heal potions will heal 40 hit points out of battle now instead of 30 like they used to, by the way. So, they have a little more oomph to them, which is good because you'll need heal potions by the boatload in this game. Oh, man. Still a pretty good pull there. Alright. I only got the 1 heal. I'm going to hold off on healing for the moment. See if I can actually try to take... Well, first of all, I get a tent in here. Ooh, a turban. I know who I'm giving that... Well, I'm giving that to Don. He's already got it. But since he's up front, that makes him the most likely to be attacked, meaning he should get the best armor to start. And one thing about choosing a thief is early on, I don't have an up... Oh, that's just beautiful. Holy flying. Good lord. Wow, he's damn near dead. Drink yourself a heal potion, boyo. You guys are just going to try to save everyone some time here. You're going to use a fire shot. Come on. Go, use your fire. Well, that's good. At least he's going to heal a bit. As you can see, heal potions aren't near as effective in battle. Yikes, he's still... Goodness gracious me. Beating his face in. Fire's effective against the undead, so that should kill these three. But that was not a pretty go at things. So I wasted a heal potion, because I was kind of hoping that, you know, they wouldn't hit him a whole bunch more. But of course they did. Even with that... Imagine if he did that turban, he'd probably be dead. Oh well. So, I guess we'll be making a trip back to town before we make an effort to take out Garland here. So let's get the last 2 sets of treasure, and we have a free tent, which is nice. And a heal potion. Cool. However, I'm going to run back to town, and I'm going to heal up before we take on Garland, who's hiding in this room I'm running around here. Spiders? Oh, you guys are no longer scary. And since I'm no longer saving magic, let's go to town. Burninate the furry spiders, my friend. Burninate. That was a hammer dance. Very nice, Leo. And the experience needed for levels up, I think, has been changed. But it's been changed to a point where you can't just grind on weaker enemies unless you want to spend a lot of time... Who let you guys out of the temple? Unless you want to spend a lot of time dealing with all the bull crap. Right, I'm still level 3, but I'm going to take a crack at this. And here's Garland, who's not a... That's actually not Garland, it's stupid spiders. I hate stupid spiders, don't you? I sure do. Stupid spiders. Don't even no escape. Thank you, Mike. Alright, Garland. Are you going to knock me down? Well, but that's actually kind of cool compared to what he used to say. I'll knock you all down. I'll push you real hard. Anyway, join us next time and we'll fight the first boss of the game and see how improved he is as a nasty piece of crap. I'm sure he'll be a pain.